If you're new to the Digimon card game and love the super cool looking Jesmon as well, then this video will be perfect for you. Hello Digimon players and fans, welcome back to another Digimon opening and budget deck profile as well as an in-depth building guide video. I've been hyping for this deck to come out for quite some time and the Jesmon Starter Deck is finally here. I'm super excited to open this up with all of you, showcase you guys the fantastic cards that we get, and like always, I got a fully detailed and comprehensive guide for all of you to help you guys who are getting into the Digimon card game for the very first time. With a budget of $30, you can build yourself a pretty decent deck and start playing. I will show you guys my very own recipe and a couple of combos to help you learn and how to play this deck. Now for some of you guys who are more advanced players, I'm actually cooking up an ultimate guide for the Jesmon deck where I will be using all the other cards available in the card pool for the Digimon card game to upgrade this deck into a fully equipped competitive version. So if you guys are just as excited and can't wait for that video to come, then be sure to subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you guys will know as soon as the video comes live. But also give this video a like while you're at it because it greatly helps the channel. Okay, I just can't wait any longer guys, so let's begin with the opening of the starter deck first. The long-awaited starter deck Jesmon, guys. It's time that we bring Jesmon back. You know, we bring Jesmon back with the starter deck. I'm super excited, and yeah, this time actually the box is a little bit smaller. It fits in your palm very nicely, so it's smaller than the previous starter decks that they've been making. And yeah, let's just check out the goodies inside here. This time they decided to use more cardboard packaging instead of plastic this time as well. And let's talk about these promo, I guess it's sort of like a promo pack, but more like promo tamers, but these are just reprints of existing tamers from previous sets that are just really good, and a lot of these are very nice. So first and foremost, we have the starter deck one tie. This one has never really gotten a reprint from what I know, and yeah, this one is not really played a lot, but still a very decent and nice card that you do see people play occasionally. Now this one right here, look how pretty this is. Like, looking at the pictures at first I was just like, oh okay, but once again, Bandai doing an excellent job. Such a pretty card. Davis being a very much needed reprint. Very good card for many blue decks moving forward. He's like a staple memory tamer as well for blue. And yeah, this is definitely a good reprint right here. Very good call. 100%. My only criticism would be like this came a little bit too late. But, you know, it's here. We also got a TK here. This one's not really played that much, you know. Buffing up your security is okay. We have Ken here, although I would prefer Mimi. Mimi would seem to be the better one to have, but Mimi did get a reprint and Ken never really did. But I also guess like Ken and Davis together match very nicely in this. But yeah, once again, look at the texture and the foiling. So nice. Very well done. And we have Izzy as well. This Izzy is definitely a good reprint, but the black Izzy with the memory tamer that we have, which is exactly this one, you know, it's quite accessible, it's fairly affordable, unlike Davis, so, but still, you know, a good reprint for sure. And then we have a matte Ishida here. This is a 2-cost one, purple. This one looks very nice. I personally think the blue and the purple reprints of these colors are really nice. They look so good. Cardstock is fantastic as well. They feel thick, there's texture on it, and yeah, I'm super happy. But anyways, let's get into the actual contents of the deck. Let's start from the back here. So we do have some of like your quick guides on how to play in cards. So very nice, just a very nice quick read through for you guys who are first time players getting into the game. And then we of course have the memory gauge of Hakumon and Jesmon. Fantastic, really nice. Yeah, nice memory gauges, hard plastic, good material for sure. Okay, so for our Digi Egg, we got 4 Gurimons, I believe. Yeah, 4 Gurimons for sure. That's the egg. While you have 2 or more Digimon in play, this Digimon get extra 1000 DP. Really nice card for sure for the deck. We got the vanilla Candlemon right here, 4 copies of it. And also 4 copies of Solarmon. This card is going to be very, very crucial, especially in the cross digivolving, not the cross plays of Digimon, because it basically prevents your opponents from reducing their play cost. So very good counter to cross. And of course, now we have the first brand new Huckmon here. Your turn once per turn when you play a Digimon with Sistermon in its name, you gain a memory. Has an inheritable. While this Digimon is a Huckmon or Royal Knight, simply you just get an extra 1000 DP all turns. Really, really good. And we have 4 copies of this for sure. We have a Miramon, vanilla, cheap, easy Digivolving, and moving into a new Bao Huckmon here. I really like the art and the line overall for these cards, and also exactly the same as the Huckmon inheritable all turns. While you have a Huckmon or Royal Knights in its traits, this Digimon gains extra 1000 DP all turns. So that's it for the level 4s. As we're moving into the level 5s, we have the Vanilla Skull Miramon, 3 cost, 9k DP, really strong, 6 cost to hard play, and of course Savior Huckmon making a comeback with a fantastic artwork right here. Really, really cool. Digivolving for 3 on top of level 4. When Digivolving, this Digimon may also attack your opponent's unsuspended Digimon for the turn, giving a very nice effect. Essentially, Judgment of the Blade, 1 turn, built in. Also has a very, very good inheritable. When attacking once per turn, if this Digimon has Royal Knights in its traits, you can play 1 Digimon card with Sistermon and its name from your hand or trash for free. So yeah, this guy you're definitely going to want to be seeing very often as your main level 5. And then we also have another subsidiary level 5, which is pretty decent. It's both red and black. So we have a blocker Volcanomon. However, the only downside is this guy does cost 4 to Digivolve on top of a red or black Digimon, which is a lot to pay, but it does give you a inheritable of security +1 with no restrictions, no requirements whatsoever, which is pretty good too. And itself being a blocker, a 9k blocker is very handy as well, and yeah, as really strong being as a blocker. Okay, so we only got 2 copies of that, and then now we're moving into our shiny cards, and can't wait to talk about this, guys. He's finally here. Look how magnificent this artwork is. We have Jesmon, and we can even see Kentaurusmon and Vegemon and Magnamon in the background. Love the texture again. Love the foiling. Beautiful card. There's a lot to talk about this guy right here. So this brand new one does cost 4 to Digivolve, which you do pay a little bit more, but that's okay because when you Digivolve, you have Blitz. Also, when attacking, you can play 1 Sistermon from your hand for free. Very, very nice. And then we also have your turn once per turn. When you do play another Digimon by an effect, Jesmon gains extra 3000 DP and security +1 for the turn. Very similar to the old one, but giving it a whole new different range of statistics and buffs, which really makes it really, really cool. Very, very, very nice card for sure. And yeah, you got 2 copies of this in the deck. And then next, we have Gankumon, Jesmon's master. Now, when Digivolving, you may play a Huckmon or a Digimon with Sistermon in its name from your trash without paying any memory cost. Very, very nice. It only costs 3 to Digivolve on top of a red or black as well. But also your turn once per turn when you play another Digimon, by an effect, you can de-Digivolve 1 on up to 2 of your opponent's Digimon. So that's really nice. Being able to de-Digivolve 2 things is very good. And yeah, Gankumon is great as well as the secondary level 6. Now we're moving into our Sistermons here. You know, the Sistermon Blanc, this one is on play. Trash 1 card from your hand, draw 2. Very nice, basically just like Hagurumon. And she also provides decoy protection to your built-in archetype, essentially. And then we have Sistermon Xiao. On play, you get to review top 3 cards, and you get to search, add yourself a Huckmon or Royal Knights, and then you trash the rest. And then she also provides your Royal Knights and your Huckmons reboot. Very, very good card too. 4 copies. And then we got Aus Generics. Very cool card, because when you play this card, one of your Digimon gets extra 2000 DP, and if you have a Huckmon or Royal Knight in its traits, you gain the memory back, making this option free, and then it also gets piercing for the turn. So, yeah. Strong card right here. 4 copies of it. Really, really nice as well. And then we have this one. This is a very cool new card. From Master to Disciple. Because it's actually sort of like a memory boost type of option cards. And it only costs 2. because its main what it does is that you review top 3 cards of your deck and you get to add and search for a Huckmon, Sistermon, or Royal Knights in its traits and add it to your hand. And you trash the rest, setting yourself up for the trash, especially filled with Sistermons, is going to be very, very good. Now, its delay, which is different to like a memory boost, is very interesting because this time when you use the delay, the next time when any of your Digimon would Digivolve, you can reduce the cost by 1, which is really good. And it also has a security effect. When it comes out from security, you review 3 cards on the top of your deck and you add 1 Huckmon or Sistermon in its name, or Royal Knights once again, and then you place the rest. So basically, essentially, just like the same as the main effect, I think, really. So you have 2 copies of that. And then last but not least, we have Quake Blast Fire Father. While you have a Digimon with Huckmon or Sistermon or Royal Knights, you may play this card without meeting its color requirements. For the 7 costs, you basically delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 13 play costs or less. Kind of like your defensive removal option right here. Pretty nice security effect. You basically just activate its main. So that basically wraps up for the opening. With the opening done, we do have another copy of this deck, so let's open the other one up as well and combine both of these together to make our budget build and showcase you guys what we got. Okay, so let's get through this quick because we do have a lot to showcase you guys. We have 4 copies of the Gurimon for our Digi Eggs. Since we always go wide, the inheritable of having 2 or more Digimon, your turn gaining the extra 1000 DP is very easy for Jesmon, so it's very highly achievable. We're always in that situation, which is why, and it's the only egg you can really play from the starter deck anyways. Now let's talk about this brand new Huckmon here. You definitely want to play 4 copies and maximize the Digivolution line of the Huckmons. Huckmon is that your turn, once per turn, when you do play a Sistermon, you get to gain a memory back, and also giving all turns to your top end extra 1000 DP is always very nice. Very, very simple though. Then we have the 4 copies of Solarmon. Solarmon prevents everyone from reducing any play costs, including options and Digimon. Mostly really, really good to counter this current meta with the cross Digimon when they do their crosses, essentially. And then last but not least, for the rest of the rookies, we have the 4 copies of Candlemon, Vanilla, 2-drop, just for Digivolving, 2-drop when you need to, just a decent card. So we're actually not quite done with level 3s, but we're going to be talking about our Sistermons because first and foremost, Sistermon Blanc here is a level 3, but you can't Digivolve it, so you're always going to be hard playing it. Sistermon Blanc is just super, super good because it helps you turbo, find your combo pieces, on play trashing 1 card, you draw 2, and provides decoy to give yourself protection against any effect deletion against your opponent for your Jesmons and your Huckmons and whatnot. Since we're talking about Sistermons, let's bridge into level 4s, but also talk about our Sistermon Shell here. Very similar concept to Sistermon Blanc. On play, you get to search instead of drawing, and you get to add your cards and add the pieces that you really need. But not only that, it also does give your Jesmon Huckmons reboot so that they can kind of have like a pseudo protection from being threatened by any of your opponent's attacks or any other Digimon that can potentially swing over it overall. So that's Sistermon Shell. You definitely want to maximize both Blanc and Shell because they give you so much turbo synergy and search power and draw power to see your pieces as soon as possible. Continuing and starting off with the actual normal level 4s, we have the brand new 4 copies of the Bao Huckmon. Very simple, exact same inheritable as the regular Huckmon that we saw earlier. All turns, when you have Huckmon or Royal Knights in its traits, that Digimon gains extra 1000 DP. All turns, really, really crucial though, really good. Then we have 4 copies of Mirrormon. We simply have to play this card to fill in more level 4 spots, and it's just cost 1 to Digivolve, so we can actually turbo very quickly into our level 6s when we just try to build up our stack, which is always nice too. So that's it for level 4s. Talking about level 5s, we do have the 4 copies of Savior Huckmon, very, very crucial to the deck. Like I mentioned earlier in the opening, when Digivolving, it's a built-in Judgment of the Blade for the deck, so you always want to be Digivolving in the battle area if you want to be utilizing that effect. Not only that, Inheritable lets you play more Sistermons, but most importantly, it lets you play from trash, which is very nice to help you utilize your extra area of resources to really help you play even more, and yeah, that's really Savior Huckmon there. And then for the other level 5, we have the 4 copies of Volcanomon, great blocker, great for security +1, You guys know that I personally really like to go aggro and do as many security checks as I can. So the inheritable of security +1 is really, really crucial. And this is our only blocker in the deck available from the starter deck. So you do want to maximize this just in case in some situations you just really need a blocker, which can help you buy yourself a turn, is going to be incredibly helpful overall. That's it for level 5s. Let's talk about our level 6s. Jesmon right here. So we talked a lot about him already in the opening, but once again, you definitely want to maximize 4 copies because this is your boss Digimon of the deck, your soul and heart. This is what you're trying to go into, build your stack into, and he does so many things. He can blitz, you can summon more Sistermons with its effect, which is really, really good, and continue and make more plays and search more so that you can then potentially build another stack, but also getting extra 3000 DP, buffing him up all the way to 15k itself is just so good, and security +1, just, yeah. Jesmon is just that great. This new one is really good, and the 4 cost to Digivolve is totally justifiable overall with this card. As our secondary level 6, I like to play the 2 Gankumons here. Gankumon's just very good as a toolbox because when Digivolving, you can play a Sistermon or Hakumon, giving you a bit more value as well for the 3 cost to Digivolve, but also de-Digivolving your opponent's Digimon is very, very nice as well. It's like a pseudo type of removal to get rid of some of your opponent's high-end or boss Digimon or something that's really difficult for you to deal with. De-Digivolving it is a very nice way to out some cards. That's it for all of our Digimon. Let's talk about our tamers and our options. First and foremost, we actually play 2 copies of Izzy. Now, the reason I opt into this card right here is simply because we needed a memory tamer, and we have a memory tamer from the promo pack that comes along from the starter deck. If you guys have 2 starter decks, you will have access to 2 Izzies, and memory tamer is just super crucial, and I always don't like being memory choked by my opponent. So therefore, if you have this card, even though it doesn't synergize with the deck greatly, he's your memory tamer there. Another really fantastic card is our option from Master to Disciple. The main reason I max out at 4 copies of this card is 1, it searches, it's only 2 drop, which is really, really good, and its delay helps you reduce Digivolution costs so you can get into your Jesmon, get into your big combos very, very quickly. In the moments and situations where you have 3 memory with Izzy, and this card, you can do really very fast turbo combos, and Jesmon is just all about fast turboing and trying to deal as much damage as quickly and finish the game as fast as possible, which is why you want to see these cards as much as you can too. We also have 1 Ours Generics, just a really, really good option. I do want to play like 2 of this if possible, because when you use this with a Jesmon or a Savior Huck, essentially it's a free option card, which is really, really good. Extra 2000 DP to help you swing over things and do piercing at the same time is basically like a pseudo removal. Not only that, its security effect of gaining 1 memory and then adding it to your hand is like a pseudo hammer spark. Just this 1 card alone is really, really good, I think, from the starter deck too. And then we have 1 Quake Blast Fire Father, which is another defensive type of option that we want to play. So, basically deleting one of our opponent's Digimon with play cost 13 or less. Security effect, we get to use it for free. And yeah, you guys might be able to juggle around with these 2 options. You might play 2 Ours Generics instead of Quake Blast Fire Father. Totally up to you guys, but yeah, this is what I would go for overall. Okay, now that we got the deck profile completed, let's show you guys a very quick how to play guide on how my game plan and my goal is when playing this deck, which is very, very straightforward really. So early in the stages, of course, you want to hatch your egg. Ideally, you want to be Digivolving your Hakumon on top of the Gurimon so they can provide some inheritables. Sometimes you might want to push your Hakumon out early on so that you want to be hard playing your Sistermons as much as you can. You know, hard play your Blancs, hard play your Shiels. And really, the whole important part is to search for the pieces you need as quickly as you can. And while doing so, your Hakumon will give you a memory back, which is really, really nice. If not, sometimes I usually like to stay in raising, which is not a huge problem as well. And at the same time, play your From Master to Disciple. These cards here help you search. Really important. You want to keep playing them as many as you can early in the game so that you can find your pieces. Because as you're finding your pieces, you want to start Digivolving to your Bao Hakumon and so on. And then it will be even greater that if you have Izzy. If not, you would have multiple From Master Disciples and have enough memory so that you can pull off your plays, because what the cards that you want to see next is to see your Savior Hakumon and your Jesmon so that you're ready to go. Now, also in the early games, you don't have to be afraid. You can actually chip with some of your sister mons into your opponent's security. And then they'll be in the trash, which actually helps you set up for later on too. So let's just say you start at 3 memory or at 1 and as long as you have 2 from Master of the Disciples, you can go for your combos. But ideally you want to be at 3 once again because you want to move out your Bao Huckmon. Now that your Bao Huckmon is up, you can Digivolve into Savior Huckmon. Savior Huckmon will allow you to swing over Unsuspended Digimon for the turn, which is really good with this stack. Now, sometimes you don't really need to because, you know, we're trying to play aggressive and we just want to swing into security instead. So it really depends on the situation of what you really want to prefer. So you pay the 3 memory there, and then this is when you can just simply pay 4 and Digivolve into Jesmon. Now, if you do have the from Master Disciples, you can even use them to reduce the cost by 2, so you're passing less memory to your opponent, which is really, really nice. Now, because Jesmon has Blitz, you can then swing into your opponent's security with Jesmon. Now, you use Jesmon's effect first to play a Sistermon from your hand. It can be either Blanc or Xiao. You want to make sure you have some of these resources kept in your hand. So let's just say we play Blanc and we get to cycle Furma. Now we have Savior Huckmon as well. We can play one from trash. I always like to go for the variety and diversity, so I want to play Sistermon Xiao now. Search again, so now we both got Decoy and Reboot on the board for the Jesmon, which is really good. Now, because we played something, Jesmon gains extra 3000 DP and security +1 for the turn. Not only that, because if you stack very nicely with your inheritables, you have Bao Huckmon and Gurimon, you're getting another 3000 DP, making Jesmon 18k, 2 checks into security. Now, sometimes Savior Huckmon is not like super important because you also have Volcanomon, which is a very good other substitute level 5 for the deck. You can even be swinging for 3 checks right there. And if you have been chipping a little bit early on, your opponent would be down in security at this moment. And then since you played so wide, your opponent will have to deal with a board with lost their Systemons. Not only that, if your opponent tries to get rid of you and they're not able to get rid of your Jesmon or deal with it, you go back to your next turn, you're basically game winning already. Jesmon only needs to stay on the board for 1 turn and you can basically win the game simply like that. Because now you can swing in with Jesmon once again. Back your turn, you can play a Sistermon from your hand and play another Sistermon from your trash. And you can see how wide this board really is. And your opponent's going to have to deal with it. And if they don't deal with it sooner, then it's over for them. Because this deck is just super good at ramping it up. And when it gets there, there's just so much pressure applied. Just like the BT6 version when it feels like when you get there really. Another really cool combo is that you can bridge in with Owl's generics along with this, and for the cost of nothing, it is really good. So once again, if you Digivolve your Savior Huck out here in the battle area by paying the 3 memory with Izzy in the beginning, you get to swing over Unsuspended Digimon, right? So then you can now pay 1 to play Owl's generics, giving your Savior Huckmon extra 2000 DP and piercing for the turn, but because there's a Savior Huckmon, you gain that memory back, and before just going into your Jesmon, then you can just go right here and your Jesmon will get that as well. So you pay the 4 memory so you can swing over something that your opponent has that is unsuspended and do piercing and have 2 checks along with playing the Sistermons when you do so as well at the same time. And this is the whole reason why sometimes I feel like I want to play more Owl's generics in the deck. And yeah, so just another very good suggestion that you guys can consider when doing so, because this is such a really cool epic combo too. That will conclude for my very own deck building strategy and in-depth guide for the $30 budget Jesmon Starter Deck profile. If you guys enjoyed the video and found it helpful, please give it a like. If you have any suggestions, recommendations, or questions, be sure to share it with everyone in the comments down below. Overall, I am super happy with the brand new Jesmon cards from this deck. It is a aggro type of deck, which is very easy to pilot and learn how to play, which I definitely recommend all of you guys to try it out. It has high DP, damage, protection, and can go wide all at the same time, which is absolutely magnificent. I just can't wait to show you guys what I have for the fully upgraded version of this deck. But we also have the Ragnar Lord 1 starter deck to cover first with that guide and the budget one as well. So definitely hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell to stay tuned. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. You guys have a great day, great night, wherever you are. See you next video, and this is Avault signing out.